So here's my postural habit modification worksheet. So I'm thinking back to my three positions. So the first was my lounging couch position. And one thing that I always do is I put that left elbow on the arm of the couch. I swing my legs up to the right on the long way of the couch, which makes me curve my body to the right a little bit. So this makes me move away from my neutral position of my spine, makes me side bend to the right. And this is just an automatic habit. And it takes me away from my position of least stress because that side of my body is sort of crunched in and the other side of my body is sort of lengthened out. So understanding that being in a position far away from my neutral position or my position of least stress is could be aggravating something. So one thing I can change to make that a little bit less away from my position of least stress is to alternate sides on the couch. So that would just, what that's going to do for me is just balance out the time spent in that position. So if that's my habitual position of comfort, then what if I just replace that habit with alternating sides? Instead of always being on the left side of the couch, go on to the other side of the couch and get a feel for what that feels like with my right elbow on the right arm of the couch and my legs swung up the other way. And then that will balance out so it's not as much repetition in the exact same position. My second position was the driving position. So one thing that I always do is I have my right elbow pushed into the center console or armrest. And when I was observing myself, I noticed that I'm actually activating my muscles that push the elbow down, which are on the right side of my body. So that creates an imbalance or an asymmetry and kind of puts me in an asymmetrical, stressful position. So I'm pushing down on the right at a higher rate than I would be on the left. So it's asymmetrical. So what's one thing I can change to balance that out? So because my right elbow's on the console, then I'm driving with my left hand all the time, dominantly. So sometimes two hands, sometimes the left hand. So one thing I could change is change my dominant hand that I'm driving with. I can put the left elbow down, alternate, put the left elbow down and drive with the right hand more frequently. So make a mental exercise to make myself make that switch so that there's some better symmetry in that activity. My sleeping position. So when I observed on the left side, especially with the picture and video, being able to see that while I'm on my left side, my body is curved to the right more so than the left. So I have, again, that right sort of side bent position, which makes everything on the right shorter and potentially crunched down on, and everything on the left a little bit longer and elongated. So again, this isn't a horrible thing. It's comfortable for me. I'm comfortable there. But if I'm always in these positions, then it's a good idea to do something different to make it less the same all the time. So again, my one thing to change was to try to alternate sides and try to sleep on the right side so that my body would elongate on the other side some of the time, so that there would be a better balance of those things and my spine would have more variety of positioning and not in the same positions with the same side closed down all the time, and give it a break from those positions and So that is an example of using my postural observations of my habits and creating a habit modification plan. And then again, observing if I have symptoms. And in my case, I did have symptoms. I had a lot of muscular achiness on the right side of my trunk and my spine and my neck, always on the right. And then doing the observations, these three positions definitely pointed out, um, made it obvious to me that the right side of my body is more of the time shortened, crunched down, and contracted. And once I made these adjustments, it gave it a chance to rest and lengthen out and not be quite so achy and irritated all the time. And it didn't even involve, um, adding something to my day. This is just replacing one habit for another habit. So that's an example of how to make that worksheet into a plan for your day.